Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Shaw Prize Foundation, welcome to the Shaw Prize Award Presentation Ceremony 2005.
The Shaw Prize Award has been acclaimed the Nobel Prize of the East and the Asian Award of the Century.
The Shaw Prize is established under the auspices of Sir Run Run Shaw. Recipients of this year's Shaw Prize were announced at the press conference on the 3rd of June. Tonight, they are all here to receive this honor.
The Shaw Prize Award Presentation 2005 is about to commence. Would guests please rise to welcome our officiating guest, the Honorable Mr. Raphael Hui, the Acting Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, China, to be accompanied by the founder of the Shaw Prize, Sir Run Run Shaw.
Shaw laureates in astronomy, Professor Jeffrey Marcy and Professor Michelle Meyer.
Shaw laureate in life science and medicine, Sir Michael Berridge.
Shaw laureate in mathematical sciences, Professor Andrew John Wiles. May we now have the honor of inviting our officiating guest, the Honorable Mr. Raphael Hui, Acting Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, China, to say a few words.
Sir Run Run, Professor Yang, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted here tonight to honor this year's Shaw laureates on behalf of the Chief Executive. Though only into the second year of its existence, the Shaw Prize has become widely recognized as the Nobel Prize of the East. It exemplifies Hong Kong's commitment to excellence. It also speaks for our international outlook. The Shaw Prize targets the global community of scholars, and tonight, guests from the four corners of the world gather here to celebrate the outstanding achievements of the four Shaw laureates this year. I am truly thrilled to be in the company of the four distinguished scientists we are honoring on this occasion. Sir Run Run Shaw is a forerunner in this regard. Thanks to his vision and generosity, the Shaw Prize has powerfully complemented the government's efforts in promoting science and research. I hope more of our community leaders will follow Sir Run Run's fine example. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hui.
We will now invite the Chairman of the Board of Adjudicators, Professor Yang Jun Ning, to deliver his speech.
Sir Run Run, Mr. Chief Executive, honored Shaw laureates, ladies and gentlemen, with great generosity and foresight, Sir Run Run established the Shaw Prize Foundation a few years ago. And after some complicated organizational processes, we were able to present the first and now the second Shaw Prize. The winners are all selected by three distinguished committees who screened hundreds of nominations to arrive at what undoubtedly is the foremost contributor to the respective fields. The Shaw Prize Council is pleased that the level of achievement of the Shaw Prize winners have been very, very high, and our decisions have been applauded by scientists all over the world. It is our ambition that in time the Nobel Prize will be called the Shaw Prize of the West. Thank you.
We now invite the chairman of the Shaw Prize in Astronomy Committee, Professor Frank Xu Sha-Seng, to deliver a speech.
Sir Run, Mr. Chief Executive, Professor Yang, distinguished laureates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to introduce the laureates of the Shaw Prize in Astronomy for this year. The discovery of extrasolar planets is one of the most dramatic and important findings in the history of astronomy. For their roles in this development, Professor Michel Mayor of the University of Geneva and Professor Jeffrey Marcy of the University of California at Berkeley are awarded the Shaw Prize in Astronomy for 2005. Professor Mayor is being recognized for his discovery of the first planet around a normal star other than our own sun. Professor Marcy is being recognized for his characterization of the masses and orbital properties of a large and statistically meaningful number of extrasolar planets and planetary systems. Michel Mayor and Jeff Marcy are justly honored tonight with the award of the Shaw Prize in Astronomy for 2005.
May we now invite the chairman of the Shaw Prize in Life Science and Medicine Committee, Professor Arthur Lee Kwok Jiang, to give a speech.
Acting Chief Executive, Sir Run, Shaw Laureates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to introduce the Shaw Laureate in Life Sciences and Medicine. Cells in the body communicate with each other and their activities are carefully regulated. Sir Michael Berridge's discovery of calcium signaling in the regulation of cellular activity has truly revolutionized the fields of life science and medicine. How various factors increase calcium mobilization and how calcium controls cellular activity has widely expanded the areas of cell biology and molecular biology. This has led to the development of new treatment of heart disease, to the improvement of learning and memory. These discoveries represent one of the most important cell signaling pathways in biology and have changed forever the way we think about prevention and treatment of disease. I have pleasure to present Professor Berridge. Thank you.
We now invite the chairman of the Shaw Prize in Mathematical Sciences Committee, Professor Wu Wenjing, to deliver a speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel a great honor in giving the presentation lecture for 2005 laureate Professor Andrew Wiles in Mathematical Sciences, owing to his outstanding achievements in number theory and other domains of mathematics, particularly the monumental complete settlement of 265-year-old Fermat-Last theory. This not only completely solved the 265-year-old problem, but the method involved will influence the development of mathematics as a whole. It is for such Olympian accomplishments that we have the honor of declaring that the 2005 Shaw Prize in Mathematical Sciences is offered to Professor Andrew John Wiles.
We are much honored to have the Honorable Mr. Raphael Hui, the Acting Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, China, to officiate the presentation ceremony on this momentous occasion.
We also have the pleasure to invite the founder of the Shaw Prize, Sir Run Run Shaw, to accompany Mr. Hui to present the prizes to the Shaw laureates. Mr. Hui and Sir Run Run, please.
First, we will present the Shaw Prize in Astronomy 2005. The first half goes to Professor Jeffrey Marcy.
Jeffrey Marcy is the Professor of Astronomy, University of California, Berkeley, and Adjunct Professor of Physics and Astronomy, San Francisco State University. He was elected as a member of the National Academy of Sciences in 2002.
Professor Marcy, please. Congratulations, Professor Marcy. Would you please take a seat on the stage?
And the second half goes to Professor Michelle Meyer, also the laureate in Astronomy 2005. Michelle Meyer is currently professor at the Department of Astronomy, University of Geneva, and since 1998 has been the director of Geneva Observatory. He has taken part in and continues to contribute to the work of international scientific community. Professor Meyer, please. Congratulations, Professor Marcy and Professor Meyer.
Sir Run Run and ladies and gentlemen, I can only say that I am deeply honored to receive this Shaw Prize. I would like to thank Sir Run Run Shaw himself right now for establishing the prize in the first place. I would like to thank the Shaw Committee and of course especially Professor Yang and Professor Xu for their executive committee work. Professionally, I have so many people to thank I can barely begin, but I would especially like to thank my longtime collaborator and friend, Dr. Paul Butler, who contributed brains and tireless effort to our planet search. More personally, I would like to thank my parents, Bob and Gloria, my mother, in fact, being here in the audience tonight, for instilling in me a love of science, of music, and of people. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Professor Marcy.
May we now invite Professor Michelle Meyer to come forward.
Mr. the Chief Executive, Sir Run Run Shaw, ladies and gentlemen, I am very honored and grateful to receive the Shaw Award granted to Jeff Marcy and myself. Through this award, you acknowledge the discovery of the first extrasolar planets. Already in the antiquity, philosophers had foresight of the necessary existence of plural worlds. Science fiction nowadays flourish on this dream. The recent development in astronomical instrumentations have finally made it possible to discover these exoplanets. Together with my colleagues, we took part in this research. We are conscious of how privileged we are to live at such fascinating time of astronomical discovery. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Meyer.
Thank you very much.
The Shaw Prize in Life Science and Medicine 2005 goes to Sir Michael Burridge.
Sir Michael Burridge is Honorary Professor of Cell Signaling at the University of Cambridge and was Deputy Chief Scientist at the Barbara Ham Institute in Cambridge until 2003. He continues to contribute to the work of the signaling program through his appointment as the Institute's first Emeritus Barbara Ham Fellow.
Sir Michael, please.
Acting Chief Executive, Sir Run Run, distinguished guests, I feel both honoured but also humbled standing here as a Shaw Laureate. As a young boy, I desperately wanted to become a doctor, but my biology teacher comforted me by saying, "You can still contribute to medicine by doing research." Little did I know that 50 years later I would be standing here as a recipient of the prize in life science and medicine. And in fact, my wife Sue can still remember that day that I came back from work and told her about this and just how excited I was of having discovered this molecule IP3 and how it might work to mobilize intracellular calcium. So finally, I'd also like to thank Sir Run Run and of course the Shaw Prize Foundation for having selected me as a laureate, and I hope that I live to be a worthy recipient. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sir Michael Barrett.
The Shaw Prize in Mathematical Sciences 2005 goes to Professor Andrew John Wiles. Andrew John Wiles is the professor of Princeton University. In 1982, he became a lecturer at the Institute for Advanced Studies. In 1994, Professor Wiles was appointed Eugene Higgins Professor of Mathematics at Princeton. In 1996, he was elected as a foreign member to the National Academy of Sciences of the United States. Professor Wiles, please.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when I was 10 years old, living in the beautiful university town of Cambridge, England, I had the good fortune one day to stumble across a problem in a book in my local library. On the cover was stated perhaps the most famous of all mathematical problems, at least to the amateur that I then was. It was known as Fermat's last theorem. Fermat claimed that he truly had a wonderful proof for this theorem, but the margin was too small to contain it. Mathematicians ever since had struggled in vain to find a proof. It became my childhood dream to find one. It is a wonderful impetus to mathematical development and education to have the Shaw Foundation recognize and publicize mathematical advances. For we are living in a new golden age of mathematics, and few outside the field realize just how exciting this period is for those who practice it. I am greatly honored to receive this prize today. I am honored as an individual, but also mathematics is being honored as one of the oldest and most valued pursuits of mankind. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here, and I thank you most sincerely.
Thank you, Professor Wiles.
Would you please stay on stage for a group photo? The presentation tonight has recognized 4 outstanding scientists and scholars for their brilliant achievements. It is indeed an unforgettable and memorable occasion for all.
We look forward to seeing you again next year to witness the Shaw Prize's recognition and celebration of the accomplishment of distinguished scientists and scholars.
See you next year. Goodbye.
Goodbye.